Hi there, in this video you're going to learn the many uses of waar. And you'll be like, waar in Dutch, that's where in English, right? Yeah, that's true. For example, waar ben je? Where are you? That's exactly the translation. And that's usually the first translation you learn when you're learning Dutch, and maybe you already feel like, this is going to be a complicated video. And yes, this is going to be a complicated video. The second use of waar is also rather simple. It means true. Is dat waar? Is that true? So waar is true and where. But now, and this is going to be a little bit tricky, waar hou je van? How do you translate that? Houden van is to love or to like. It's not as, big as in English when you say you love something as something that's really close to your heart. But hobbies in Dutch, you can also love them. Like normal, I love running. That's normal to say with houden van. So why do you use waar there? Waar hou je van? Where do you love? Sounds strange, right? True do you love? No, that doesn't sound right at all. Okay, so why is there waar? Well, it is there because waar is with houden van, and houden van takes a fixed preposition. Some verbs always take the same preposition, and then you're going to use waar. And you may wonder, well, can I also say van wat hou je? Like literally, of what do you love? Yeah, but it doesn't sound like you really know the language. It sounds a little bit strange, okay? If you use it, people will understand you and it will be okay. But if you use it many times, then people will be like, why don't you use waar hou je van? So, another example of this construction is waar kijk je naar? Literally, where do you look to? But you would translate it as what are you looking at? And what in English, but where in Dutch? An alternative, which confuses many students, is waarnaar kijk je? Waarnaar kijk je? And there you see that the where is pasted just in front of the preposition naar. They're together. And that means, waarnaar kijk je? It means the same as waar kijk je naar? And yeah, that sounds a little bit strange, right? Waarnaar kijk je? Where to you look? What do you look? What are you looking at is actually what it means. So it's a little bit strange. Another example. Waar wacht je op? Wachten op, to wait for. What are you waiting for? But, as you know now, waar, wachten op is a fixed preposition, so you're going to use waar. An alternative is waarop wacht je. Feel free to check in the texts, in long text, where you can find these kind of constructions, because it will get even a little bit more difficult. For example, het is de man waarop ik wacht. It's the man I'm waiting for. And there, in English, there is no waarop. What does the waarop do there? Well, when you're having a subclause, like a little sentence, an extra sentence with a known verb, and in that subclause, you have a verb that takes a fixed preposition, then the connecting word, which is, you have to use it, will also take waar. So that's why it's waarop ik wacht. Phew. Well, so het is de man waarop ik wacht. It's the man, you could say in English, that I'm waiting for, but not whereon I'm waiting. So yeah, that's a little bit strange. Another example. Dat is het programma waar ik naar kijk. dat is het programma waar ik naar kijk. That's the program I'm watching. And the waarnaar, where does it come from? Waar ik naar kijk. You can also split up the waar and the naar, just as in the thing we've seen just a while ago. Waarnaar, you can split it up, or you can add it to the waar. So waarnaar, or waar ik naar kijk. So yeah, that's the program I'm watching, where I'm to watching literally. Alright, another example. Dit is de hobby waarvan ik houd. This is the hobby I like. So, dit is de hobby waarvan ik houd. You can also say waar ik van houd, but here it's waarvan ik houd. Why? Because houden van takes a fixed preposition, and then you're going to put the van just at the waar. Alright, one last point before we finish this video. Separable verbs. Separable verbs are a tricky issue in Dutch. And you may wonder, well, do the separable verbs take the same tricky construction? Well, no. So you have to know whether it's a separable verb or if it's a verb that takes a fixed preposition. Let's see an example here. Dat is de taak die ik afwerk. That's the task I finish. Afwerken is a separable verb. Ik werk af, to finish, or I finish. But as you see, dat is de taak die ik afwerk. It takes die. And afwerk is in one word, so it's not separated in the subclause. So pay attention to this. If you're using a verb that is separable, you can't use the waar construction. You have to use the die or dat interconnecting word introducing the subclause. All right? Another example. Het is het formulier dat ik invul. That's the form I fill in. That I fill in. Invullen, separable verb. So you put it together at the end of the sentence and you use die or dat. And it's het formulier, so you're going to use dat. It's the form that I fill in. Het is het formulier dat ik invul. Alright, if you're interested in the many uses of what, feel free to click on the video that's there on top. And see you in another video. Tot ziens!